Genius product and service, but complex solution. If that sounds all too familiar to you, this video is for you. Because if you are someone that often finds himself in a situation where you need to talk about how your product works in order for people to get it and therefore act, like it could be on your website, it could be in a pitch deck for investors, or it could be in your sales script for prospects. And you often hear responses like, I need to go speak to a specialist to understand this a little bit more. And then actually what happens is they go speak to the specialist. Specialist confuses them even more and you never hear from them again. Or they say something like, look, that doesn't really make sense. So how does it exactly work? Or if they say something like, well, that's easier said than done, anything that implies that they don't really understand what you're saying to them, you are doing one of the two things. You are either making them feel stupid or you're making them feel doubtful about your solution, okay? Either of those situations leading to them leaving and backing off and you never hearing from them again, okay? So the context of investors and prospects is not the time to open the guts of your solution and talk about all the networks and the science and everything that ties it together. As a founder, it's really important for you to understand this, but you being a founder is a different context to selling your product. It's the difference between being in a lecture, sitting in a lecture and learning everything about cars there is to know versus being in a context-specific situation where you're at an electric car racing event and you're speaking to the electric car expert about the different types of batteries and how much power they can provide for how long duration so that you can decide which one to bet on, for example. That has context and it has a clear criteria, two criteria. The criteria is the power of the battery and the duration of them. So in this context of investors and prospects, the criteria that they want to know about is it understandable? Can I comprehend it? Because if I can't comprehend it, I feel stupid, so I'm gonna leave, right? And is it believable? Does this just sound like magic and it just, you're making massive claims but I don't really understand how it all works? Or so basically the second thing is making it believable and not making it sound like magic. So you want it simple enough that it's comprehensible but not so simple that it sounds like magic and that it's not believable, okay? So in order to actually do that, there are two main things that you need to establish when talking about how your product works. The first thing is a mind map, a bigger picture framework. Okay, so if you have a product, this will be the key feature groups that allow you to get the results that you promised them. Or if you have a service, it will be the key scientific concepts that allow you to get the results that you promised them. You want maximum 4 of these, but you're trying to establish groups basically. So for example, a client that has a product that helps manage all information within a company, his key feature groups was get the right information to the right people at the right time and monitor your progress. So whenever he's talking about his features, he will refer back to these groups, okay? So establish your groups. Establish your framework at the start of when you're talking about how your product works, okay? The second thing that you need to establish is the ways, the steps or the options they have in order to actually utilize those features or the scientific concepts. So if you have a product, it might be something like you have 4 options. You have the gold package, silver package, bronze package, and you have an enterprise package, all of them with all these different features in them, okay? Or if you have a service, it might be, look, we have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 in order to utilize these scientific concepts, okay? So that is all you need. The first step is build a bigger picture mind map. In fact, do it now of the maximum 4 key scientific concepts or the 4 key feature groups that allow you to get the result that you promised them, and then give them the options or the steps that bring those that allow them to utilize. I'm having a bit of a mess there. That allow them to utilize those features or the scientific concepts that you explained in the first place. Simple. Do that now. You will find massive results in this change of mindset and the change of approach when you're talking about how your product works. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. I am going to be making more videos like this. So if you want a video specifically on your question, pop down your question below and I will make sure to make a video about it. I am thinking of reopening spots for my Raw Transformation program, specifically for people who want help with their pitch decks or their websites for a massive discount for this as as an incentive for this time period where we're all stuck at home to focus on our messaging. So if that is something that you would be interested in getting support with, then pop down yes in the comments below, and I will look forward to talking to you more when it is launched. It's not launched yet, but I'll let you know. It's probably be later this week sometime. Have an amazing week, amazing day. Take care.